Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be drafting out a princess dance. So that's what we are going to be drafting out, and this video is going to be a beginner friendly video, and I'm going to make sure that this video is simple and well detailed. So since I said it's going to be a beginner friendly video, so it means any beginner can draft this out and make a dress with a princess dance. So let's get started. So this video is going to be the drafting video, and it's going to have both the front and the back drafting. So we're just going to get started with the video. So the things I'm just going to need is my marker as usual, my ruler, my tape roll, and my armor curve. So let's get started. There are some measurements you need to note before you start, and these are your bust points, your under bust. So the bust point I'm working with is 11. The under bust I'm working with is 15. Then the half length I'm working with is 17. So I'm going to be adding 1.5 inches here, making it 18.5, and it's going to be for my allowance. So I'm going to be converting all of this into a straight line. So before then, let me just repeat all these lines here so that I can have a straight line when. So this is my 11, this is 15, this is 17, and this is my sewing allowance 18.5. So I'm going to be connecting all of this into a straight line. So now this is the bust point. So this is the under bust, this is the waistline, and this is the allowance line, so that you don't make any mistake. So the next thing we are going to get is our chest line. So our chest line is usually 2 inches above your bust points. 2 inches above your bust point. So I'm just going to take my 2 inches here and also connect it into a straight line. And I'm still going to label it the way I did for the rest. So this is also my chest line. So now the next thing we are going to be taking now is the shoulder line. So the shoulder we are working with is 16. So 16 divided by 2 is going to give me 8. So I'm going to place my 8 measurement here. So this is 8. And I'm going to be connecting this 8 down to my chest line. So I'm just going to be repeating the 8 line here so that I can have a straight line. So now let's go straight to the neckline before we do the armhole. So the neckline I'm working with is 3. So now I'm going to be placing my 3 inches here. And I'm still going to be coming down by 3 inches. So I'm going to be connecting my neckline. So this is my neckline. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking my shoulder slope. So for my shoulder slope, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch. Do we understand? By 1 inch. Then I'm going to be connecting this 1 inch back to my neckline. So this is my shoulder slant. So now from this shoulder slant, I'm going to be measuring what I have here. So it's going to be giving me 8. So I'm going to be dividing this 8 by 2, which is going to be giving me 4. So on this point I made, I'm going to be coming out or in by 1/2 inch, just the way I did it this way. So I'm going to be using this to connect my armhole lines. So you do it the way I'm doing it, just this way. So this is it. So I connected this line to this line. So now the next thing, we are now going to be going into the business for today. So the next thing we are going to be doing is on my bust points. Now for your client or if you are making it for yourself, you measure your nipple to nipple. So the nipple to nipple I'm working with is 8. So 8 divided by 2 is going to be giving me 4. So on my under bust, I'm going to be taking in 3.5. 3.5 for my under bust is going to be 3.5, and for my allowance is also going to be 3.5. So I'm going to be connecting all of this into a straight line. This into a straight line. I'm connecting this also. So now the next thing I'm going to be doing is on my, okay, let me finish this line. So now you connect this line straight to this point. This is the way I'm doing it. You place your ruler this way and you connect it straight into this line. Now the next thing we are going to, we are through with this center part. So now we'll deal with this part of the pattern. So now from my under bust, I'm going to be taking in 2 inches. 2 inches for my under bust. And so these 2 inches, I'm going to also be placing it on my allowance leg so that I can have straight line. So I will connect. So after I connect, then I'm going to be connecting from this under bust to my nipple point, from my bust point. Now to do that, I'm going to be using this armhole curve to get to that curve I want. So you don't have your armhole curve. I guess it's simpler with your armhole curve. So as you can see, it's already giving you that effect of your bust measurement. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to deal with this. Now if you cut this thing out, if you cut this line out now this way, you are going to be having a shorter part on this side. Now the next thing you are going to be doing, before cutting it out, you are going to be taking 2 inches from here, which is going to be your bust dart, to avoid any bulge when joining. So that 2 inches, we are going to be connecting it down back to this point. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. Take your ruler this way, just exactly the way I'm doing it. Now if you cut out this part, this part is going to be shorter to this part. So now the only way you can do that is to extend the same 2 inches you took away from here, and you extend it to this line. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So now I'm just going to be placing my ruler and connecting my 2 inches. So this is my 2 inches. I'm just going to connect it into a straight line. So that is it. So from here now, you get your new armhole curve. So you just make your curve from here. So this is your new curve. So all of here is going out. All of here is also going out. So I hope this tutorial is detailed enough. If you don't understand anything, come to the comment section and ask me any question. So now the next thing we're going to be doing is just to insert your measurement. So now the bust measurement I'm working with is 40. So you place your 40 here. So I'm working with 40. So I'm working with 40. I'm going to be adding 2 inch sewing allowance, making it 12 inches here. Then you come to your waistline also. The waistline I'm working with is 34. So 34 divided by 4 is going to be giving me 8.5. So now you place it here, wherever you want. 8.5. I have 8.5. Remember, we have 2 inches here that we're going to be cutting out. You add it to your 8.5 before you now add your allowance. So 8.5 plus these 2 inches here is going to be giving me 10.5. Then plus my normal sewing allowance, that is 12.5. So it's here. So I'm just going to be connecting all of this into a straight line. So this is it for your front measure, for your front pattern. So we're just going to be cutting this out. So you cut it out the way I am doing. So now I'm just going to this sharp edge, I'm just going to trim it out so that my bust here will not be dirty. So you can see the way I did it. So from here, just connect it and you sew it together. So this is for our front. I hope this is clear enough. So this is for our front. So now let's go and sew out and cut out that of the back. So this is it. All the points are aligning. So by the time I even sew, this is going to also connect with each other. So I'm not going to be having any problem. So this is for the front. This is for the front. It's this simple. So let's go in. The same measurements we took for the front must be what you should take for the back. Now, apart from all the underbust and everything, the same length for the front must be for the back. So now the length we worked with for the back, we have our bust points, which was 11. Then we had our half length, which was 17. And we had our sewing allowance, which was 18. So now I'm going to also be connecting all of these into a straight line. So I'm still going to be connecting 11, 17, and 18 and a half. So I'll also connect this also into a straight line. This is it. Now for the shoulder, for the back, you know that for the back you will have your zipper allowance. It has to have your zipper allowance, except if the dress you're making does not have a zipper allowance. But if it does, then it must have a zipper allowance. So the zipper allowance I'm putting here is 2 inches, another 2 inches, even down to the neckline. So I'll connect this into a straight line. So this is my zipper allowance. So now let's get started with the drafting. The neckline we worked with for the front was 3. You're also going to be taking the same neckline here. The depth we are working with here is going to be 1 inch. You connect your 1 inch down to your 3 inches here. Then the shoulder we are working with. Note that every measurement I'm taking is from this line, not from the zipper allowance. So my shoulder measurement is going to be 8 inches. So I'll also put down 8 inches here to have a straight line. So this is the 8 inches. So now I'm just going to come down for my shoulder slope. The same shoulder slope I used for the front is what you use for the back. So this is our shoulder slope. So remember, for the front we came in by 1/2 inch. Now this is for the back. You don't have to come in by 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to be connecting from here. Did you see that? So I'm just going to be connecting it this way. So this is just it. So that is your armhole. So now for the back, you have to work on your darts. So now, you know, we were using 4 inches darts. So you still take in that same 4 inches here and here. So now from your chest line, you come down by 1 inch. You make sure that your darts do not get to your chest line. You come down by 1 inch. So on this chest line, I'm just going to place in my 4 inches, which is here. So I'll connect this into a straight line. So this is it. Now for the darts, I'm going to be working with 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here, taking 1/2 inch. Then I'll connect all of this into a beautiful straight line. So this is your dart. This is your zipper allowance. This is your dart. So from here now, you just take in your measurements. So for the bust we are working with, was 40. It's 40, and 40 plus your sewing allowance, which is 2 inches, is 12. So you place it from your zipper allowance, because that zipper allowance, you're actually going to be closing it. So to avoid any mistake, just put it from your zipper allowance. And the waist we're working with is 8.5. Now you have 1 inch off, which is 9.5. Then plus your sewing allowance, which is 11.5. So you also place it here. Note that I did not place it from this point. I placed it from my zipper allowance. This is 11.5. So I'm just going to connect this into a straight line. So this is it for your back allowance. Just connect this. So this is it for your back allowance, back part of your dress. So we are going to be cutting this out. The back. This is for my back. See how beautiful it's looking. So this is for my back, and this is for my front. So this is for my front. So let me remove the back so that you can see the way the front is also looking, because I can't place the two together. The table I'm using is small. So this is for my front. As you can see, it's looking very pretty. I love the way it's looking. I don't know why. I guess I just like it because it's looking fine. So this is it for the front. All the points are aligning. So thank you guys for watching this drafting video. So the next is going to be the cutting on the fabric and the sewing, because you need to watch the cutting on the fabric. Now all of these marks that I've made, I'm going to be adding at least half inches to them to sew them together. So if you did not watch the sewing video, you might cut out your own, and after sewing you notice that probably your nipple to nipple is too close. It's not giving you what you cut out. So it will be very good for you to watch the sewing video. So thank you so much for watching this video. If this video was helpful, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. You can turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you are going to get notified. So thank you so much for watching this video. Bye. See you in the next tutorial.